My screen is visible to all of you and voice is audible?
Yes, ma'am, all clear.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So first of all, what you have to do in while making any of the visualization chart and all, you need a data set, right? So for that, go to get data. So instead of it, if you're clicking this icon itself, okay, instead of the drop down, here you can see how many data set Power BI can accept. It may be an Excel sheet, it may be a CSV, XML, JSON, folder, PDF, many things are there, okay? These many data sources it can accept. That's why I told you 100 plus data set it can accept, okay? So right now we want a simple Excel file. So that's why I'm choosing this Excel workbook, right? Then click on connect, right? Now I want this Indian states, districts, this thing, okay? Just click over it, then open. Any doubts? Should I repeat?
No.
Okay.
No, ma'am.
So here this Excel sheet came, and in that particular Excel sheet, sheet 1 is having some data, right? So I have to check over here. Okay. Yeah, sheet 1 is having some data. Okay. So just now this load and transform data, this 2 option is locked. So in order to unlock it, in order to make it active, I have to click this checkbox. Now it is active, right? Now guys, please tell me by looking this particular data set, can you feel something is wrong with this data set? Any ideas?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, when you feel so, always go to transform data. Okay, can you please tell me what is problem with this particular data set?
There are some missing values.
Yeah, nulls, right? Here also in this row and in this column, nulls are there. Okay, so click on transform. Okay, now you can see over here, corresponding to this column, one box is there, and in that box, an inverted triangle is there, right? Okay. Okay. So when you will click on this particular, inverted triangles, you can see whatever unique values are appearing in this, you can see there. Okay. When I will click over here, I can see Andaman Nicobar, Andhra Pradesh, Arunachal Pradesh, Assam, Bihar, like that many things are there, right? Okay. So when you will came across here, you can see Andaman Nicobar is appearing 3 times. Andhra Pradesh is appearing more than 3 times. Okay. But here by clicking this inverted triangle, you will get the unique values. How many number of times they are occurring? No issues. You will get what are the unique entities within this column. Okay. So here some unwanted thing is there, that is this WW ask bank, something like that. Okay. So that is somewhat odd in this particular column. And here if you see, you can see that yes, null is there. Okay. And these are all names of districts. Okay. These are some unique values, right? And when you will go across this column 3, you can find state, state type, and union territory. This many things are there. Okay, right. Now, when we go to this particular column, you can see over here, like only null values are there. Okay, nothing else, right? So is it, is it a useful column or not an useful column? Please tell me.
It's not useful.
It's
Not
not
useful.
useful. So in that case, you need to remove it. Okay, you have to select this column. How to select a column? Simply go to the column header, click over there. Okay, now I'm clicking over there. Okay, now I don't want it, so I will right click. Do right click, and on doing that right click, I will get this option called remove. So by clicking this option itself, I can remove it easily. But if I want that column back, then if I'm pressing Control Z, I won't be able to get it. Okay, usually in MS Office, what we used to do, we press Control Z in order to undo whatever is happened right now. Okay, so in this case, it is not possible. So for that, you can see over here, there is applied steps, and there is one last thing, that is removed column. When you will mark this cross option, when you will click over the cross option, that means whatever action performed last is this one, and you don't want this one. That's why you are clicking on the cross option, cross over there. Okay, when you will click over it, again this column appeared, right? This is how you can undo whatever thing you have done accidentally. Since it was okay that I don't want this column, so I will again remove it. Okay, I like. Okay, so that column is removed. Now, what is the problem with this data set? Anyone? What is the problem, guys?
The first row should be removed, ma'am. It's not
First row should
necessary.
be removed, correct. So there is one option over here, that is remove rows. Okay, remove rows. You can see over here, this is one option called remove rows. So when you will click over it, okay, when you will click over it, there is one option called remove top rows. When you will click over that one, they will ask how many number of rows from the top you want to remove. I want to remove only one row, right? So I will click one, I will type 1. Okay, then I will click on OK. Now you can see that particular column got disappeared. Sorry, row got disappeared. Now what is the problem with this data set? Any issues with this data set?
No.
Convert row into column.
Row into column, why?
The first row must be converted into the columns, like the headings.
Yeah, it should be converted as column headers. Okay. First row should be converted as column headers. So for that, a simple option is there, use first row as headers. You can see over here in home itself, use first row as header is there. You have to simply click over it. Okay, now it became the first row. Okay, so like this, things are okay right now. To make sure that everything is okay, just go to remove rows. Okay, there is an option called remove blank rows. Click that one. Okay, and remove errors. Okay, now it is all okay. No issues with it. Okay, now if we want to save the changes that we have done, it is all done in Power Query editor only. It is not reflected into Power BI desktop. Okay, this is our Power BI desktop. It is not having any data set right now. Okay, so we want to save this particular modified data set into our Power BI desktop. For that, you have to click on close and apply. This is close and apply option. Okay, that means Power Query editor will be closed as well as it is applied on Power BI desktop. Okay, so I will click over it. Now you can see changes will be there. It will get uploaded here. Loading started. Now here the entire data set will come. Its name, as well as when we click on the drop down, we can obtain its columns also.
Ma'am, can you show this again?
Okay, sure. Which one? You're having doubt in which part?
How to upload it?
From the first you want? Okay, I will delete this particular table and I will explain you once again. Okay. Right. So we are not having any data set. Go to get data. Okay. There is an option called Excel workbook. choose that one because we are having an Excel data sheet, this one that we want to upload. Okay, so I'm choosing this one, then open. Okay, in this particular sheet, sheet 1 is the required one. So I will mark it. Then only load and transform option is getting unlocked. Okay. So I will choose the transform data because it is having some problem, like one column is having many null values and one row is having some null values. So I want to transform it. So I will click on transform data. Now the data set will appear in Power Query Editor. It is not in Power BI desktop. Okay. This is Power BI desktop, right? Data set is not there. You haven't loaded any data yet. Like that is coming. Okay, I want to load this particular data set. Right now it is in Power Query Editor. Okay, so this particular column is having only null values, right? So I want to remove this column. For that I will select it. I will right click and I will click on remove. That will got disappear. Okay, now I want to remove this first row. This is the top first row. So I will go to remove rows. Okay. In that drop down, you can find top rows. Okay. Remove top rows. Click that one since you want to remove only first row. So that's why you will type 1. Okay. Then click on OK. That one got deleted. Now what you want to do, this is actually the column header, state, district and state type. And we want to shift the first row as column header. So for that, there is an option called use first row as headers. Click that one. Okay, now it appeared, right? Now changes are done. Now to make sure. Yeah, Vivek, what do you want to ask?
Hello, ma'am.
Yes.
Actually, if we deleting the some rows, but
Yes.
we want to delete some cells which are blank in this sheet. What is the query or what is the
Deleting cells
solution
is
for
not a
deleting?
good idea. If you want to delete the entire records, but otherwise things will collapse, right?
Yeah.
So if you want to delete any row, just delete that entire row itself. Okay.
There
I
is a
will
no option for deleting
if there is
someone.
if some in between rows are there and if you want to delete it. Okay. So simply by choosing this top row option, it can't be done, right? So for that, what you have to do, go to transform. There is an option called transpose. Transpose will make rows into columns and columns into rows. Okay, when I will choose transpose like this, each and every record is now converted into columns, right? Isn't it?
Okay.
If you don't want a particular row, corresponding column is there. If you don't want this particular record, suppose. After converting it into, after doing the transpose, you will get it as a column. Now right click over it and simply remove it. Okay, is it clear? In between column also you
Yes,
can do
ma'am.
like this, isn't it? I have not done this thing for that first row because through the option itself, I am able to do it. I need not to go for this transpose and all. But if you want to delete some in between unwanted records, you can simply go for transpose and delete it as a column itself. Okay, then you again do transpose. Again, it will become, I mean, it will attain that previous thing, I mean, manner. It will. Okay, now issue is that, yeah. Okay. Yeah, now it is okay. If you want to change the column name also, you can simply click over it. Okay. Then by right clicking, you can rename it. That also you can do. Somehow if the column header name is disappeared, okay. By doing the transpose and again doing the transpose, the name is getting disappeared, right? So you have to simply right click over it, rename it as state, and this one you can rename as district, like that. Whatever you want, you can again do it. Is it clear, everyone?
Yeah, ma'am, I have one doubt.
Yeah. What is
So
your
when
doubt?
so ma'am, when you were deleting the null column, right? So what if there is some data that is present in between, like somewhere? So
Don't
how do we go
delete
about?
those kind of records. Don't delete those.
Okay.
If
Okay.
if
So-
problem due to null is appearing in your charts, you can
Yeah.
remove those portion from the chart itself. No need
Okay.
to delete it in here itself. If your row is somewhat unwanted, entire record is not necessary, then you can delete it like this. Okay.
Okay.
Otherwise, if some cells are having data, don't delete that one. Okay. Because
Okay.
it may be useful in some another charts and all. Right?
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Welcome. Right. Now we want to save it. Everything is done. Yeah. Now one more thing is left. That is, we want, if any blank rows are there, we can remove it. Okay. And if errors are there, we have to remove it. Now everything is okay. You can click on close and apply. Okay. This is how you can actually reflect all the changes into Power BI desktop. Just click on close and apply. This is the option. Okay. Just click over it. Now every changes will get reflected over here. Okay. All the 765 rows are updated here. This is the name of your table. You can rename it by simply clicking this 3 dots. You can get an option of rename. Okay. Now you can rename it as Indian State UT. Oh, sorry. My keyboard was not connected. Yeah. Indian State UT, then districts. Right? Now click on enter. Now, if you will click on this drop down, you can see the columns, the district, state, and state type are there. If you want to visualize the entire data, here you can make some charts. If you want to view the entire data set once again, you go to this data option. Right now it is in report. This is report. Go to data. Okay. When you will click that one, here you will get the entire data set. It will appear. Yeah. This is the thing. Name of states, name of districts. What are the state types? It is mentioned over here. Okay. So now if you, yeah. Okay. So this is another option. This is related to data modeling since only one table is there. Okay. If multiple tables are there and they are having some common relation in between, they will be connected. Okay. Here only one table is there. That's why it is showing only this table. Okay. Now we will again go to report. Guys, tell me if I want to understand that how many, like a state is having how many districts, what should I do?
Ma'am, we must know its count, ma'am. Then
We should know its count.
Yes.
I mean, instead of counting it with the help of some, options available in Power BI, we can do it. Okay, I will tell you how. Just
You
choose
can use
any
a
of the,
histogram.
yeah. Just choose any of the graph. Okay. Now, if you want to understand that how many times a state is, how many districts are there in a particular state. Okay. You can see over here in state, Uttar Pradesh is appearing how many number of times, guys? It is appearing the number of times district, the number of districts are there, that many number of times it is appearing, right? Isn't it? If Uttar
Yes, ma'am.
Pradesh is having n number of districts, then it is appearing n number of times for each and every district, right? Corresponding to each and every district, it is appearing. So, how many times Uttar Pradesh is appearing, that count will give you actually the number of districts in Uttar Pradesh. Okay. The same with Arunachal Pradesh, Andhra Pradesh, Assam and all. Okay. Okay. So here you can see Puducherry. Puducherry is having how many districts, guys? By simply saying 4 times it is appearing, we can see it is having 4 districts, right? Isn't it? Lakshadweep
ma'am.
is having only 1 district. Ladakh is having 2 district. Okay, like that for each and every state we can see. State or union territory, we can say that thing. Okay, the other Nagar Haveli is having how many district? 3 district. Okay, so number of times the UT or state is appearing will tell you how many district they are having. Okay, so for that, in this particular visual, you have always, you should, if you want to change, I mean, input something in a particular visual, never ever click outside the page. I mean, outside the visual. Now you can do changes regarding page only. Always click, select this particular visual. Okay, then only you can put something inside it. What are the rows and what are the columns? What is in x-axis, y-axis? You can put that thing. Okay, here what I'm going to do, I will put state in x-axis so that names of state will come here over here. Okay, now I will put the same state in y-axis. By default, what is happening? Count of state is appearing over here. How many times a state is appeared? That thing is coming over here because y-axis will by default take always the numerical values. Okay. So when you will right click or just click over it, you can see how many options are there. Count districts, count, show values. When you will click on count distinct, you know, only one time it will appear. That means it is showing unique values only. When you will click on count, it will show how many number of times it is appearing. Okay. Is it clear, everyone? So you can see by moving the cursor to the bar corresponding to Uttar Pradesh. This is the bar corresponding to Uttar Pradesh. Okay. You can see over here, 75 times it is appearing. That means how many district it is having, guys?
75 only, ma'am.
75, correct. And in case of Madhya Pradesh, it is having 55 district. That means it is having 55 districts. Okay. Like that, Lakshadweep is having only 1 district. Okay. Puducherry is having 4 district. Okay. Then Uttarakhand is having 13 district, like that. Okay. So this is the chart which shows you that how many districts are there in a particular state. You can use the same logic in your first task. See there you can see district like state and city column is there. You can put state in both x and y axis so that you can find out, okay, which states are having how many orders, right? The similar way you can do it for city also. You can put city in both x and y axis and you can find things out of it. Is it clear,
But should you
everyone?
put them? Yes, ma'am. But should you put them both in the same chart or you have to create 2 different charts?
2
for that?
different charts you can create now.
Okay, ma'am.
This is one sample problem only so that you can understand that how it should be done. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So now if things are very small and you are not able to clearly see it, you can make it big and you can change the color also. You can change the title name. All those things can be done with the help of format option. That is over here. First thing that you have to understand is that always select the visual. If you're clicking outside the visual, now page is selected. So you can't make any changes in this particular chart. Okay. Always select the chart. Okay.